Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic icons, unearthing the triumphs, tribulations, and transformative moments that forged their legend. Today, we're going to explore the extraordinary life of Josh Gibson, a man whose prowess on the baseball diamond earned him the moniker, the Black Babe Ruth. As we embark on this biographical journey, I invite you to join me in uncovering the complexities, challenges, and passions that defined the early years of this sports titan. Josh Gibson was born on December 21, 1911, in Buena Vista, Georgia, a small town nestled in the heart of the Peach State, where the air was sweet with the scent of peach blossoms and the soil was rich with the history of the antebellum South. His birth coincided with an era of great social upheaval, as the United States grappled with the lingering legacy of slavery and the burgeoning civil rights movement. The Gibson family, however, was determined to create a better life for themselves, and Josh's parents, Mark and Nancy, instilled in their son a strong work ethic and a love for sports from an early age. As a young boy growing up in Buena Vista, Josh was surrounded by the rich rhythms of rural Georgia life, the sounds of blues music drifting from the local juke joints, where musicians like Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey would mesmerize audiences with their soulful voices, the smell of fresh-cut grass, which filled the air as he played baseball in the town's makeshift fields, and the taste of his mother's home-cooked meals, which blended traditional African-American cuisine with the flavors of the South, all combined to create a sensory tapestry that would stay with him throughout his life. But it was on the baseball diamond that Josh truly found his calling. With a homemade bat and ball, crafted from the wood of a local tree and some twine, he would spend hours practicing his swing, honing his skills, and dreaming of the day he could play in the big leagues. As the first ponder the formative years of Josh Gibson's life, I am reminded of the words of Langston Hughes, who wrote, "What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?" For Josh, his dreams were not deferred. They were nurtured by his family and community, who encouraged him to pursue his passion for baseball. The Gibsons' relocation to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when Josh was just 12 years old, marked a significant turning point in his life. The city's vibrant cultural scene, which included a thriving African-American community, exposed Josh to new experiences, ideas, and influences that would shape his perspective on the world. He attended Allegheny High School, where he excelled in multiple sports, including football, basketball, and, of course, baseball. It was during these formative years that Josh developed a close relationship with his mentor, Gus Greenlee, a successful businessman and owner of the Pittsburgh Crawfords, one of the premier teams in the Negro Leagues. Greenlee recognized Josh's immense talent and took him under his wing, providing guidance, support, and encouragement as he navigated the challenges of adolescence and early adulthood. As the first reflect on the significance of this mentorship, I am reminded of the importance of role models in shaping the lives of young athletes. For Josh, Gus Greenlee was more than just a coach or a manager. He was a guardian, a confidant, and a source of inspiration. The historical context of his youth, marked by the Great Migration, the Harlem Renaissance, and the rise of organized baseball, created a complex web of social, economic, and cultural factors that would influence his future trajectory. The 1920s and 1930s were a time of great upheaval in America, with the country struggling to come to terms with its own identity, values, and sense of purpose. For African-American athletes like Josh Gibson, these years presented both obstacles and opportunities. The Negro Leagues, which had emerged as a response to the racial segregation that pervaded Major League Baseball, offered a platform for talented players like Josh to showcase their skills, build a sense of community, and forge a path toward greatness. The formative years of Josh Gibson's life were a crucible, shaping him into the athlete, the man, and the legend that would one day captivate the hearts of fans across America. As Josh Gibson's talent continued to blossom like a supernova in the baseball firmament, he became an integral part of the Pittsburgh Crawfords, one of the most dominant teams in the Negro Leagues. In 1932, at just 21 years old, Josh made his professional debut with the Crawfords, quickly establishing himself as a force to be reckoned with behind the plate. His impressive catching skills and powerful batting earning him recognition from fans and opponents alike. The 1930s were a pivotal time for Josh as he honed his craft, developed lasting relationships with his teammates, and began to make a name for himself in the baseball world, all while navigating the complexities of racial segregation that threatened to stifle his burgeoning career. One of the most significant events in Josh's early career was his participation in the 1933 Negro Leagues All-Star Game, held at Comiskey Park in Chicago. This showcase event brought together the best talent from across the Negro Leagues, providing a unique opportunity for players like Josh to demonstrate their skills on a national stage. As he took the field alongside other legendary players, such as Satchel Paige and Buck Leonard, Josh cemented his reputation as one of the most exciting young players in the game, his name becoming synonymous with power, precision, and passion. The electricity of that event still crackles in my mind, like a masterfully crafted literary epiphany, as I recall the thunderous applause that greeted Josh's every move, the crowd's collective awe, a testament to his burgeoning greatness. The mid-1930s saw Josh's star continue to rise as he led the Crawfords to multiple Negro Leagues championships. His impressive statistics, including a .308 batting average in 1936, earned him widespread acclaim and admiration from fans across the country. Josh's relationship with his mentor, Gus Greenlee, remained strong during this period, with Greenlee continuing to provide guidance and support as Josh navigated the challenges of professional baseball, imparting wisdom that would stay with him throughout his career. Such as the now famous maxim, "A player's got to have heart, Josh. He's got to want it more than anyone else." These words, etched in my mind like a profound philosophical treatise, served as a reminder of the dedication, perseverance, and passion required to succeed at the highest level. As the first reflect on Josh's remarkable journey, I am reminded of the sage words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who once observed that, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." For Josh Gibson, this quote becomes a powerful metaphor for his own struggles against the racist undercurrents that threatened to derail his career. Despite these challenges, he remained focused on his craft, continuing to hone his skills and push himself to new heights, his unwavering commitment to the game of baseball serving as a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming adversity. The 1940 season would prove to be a pivotal one for Josh, as he led the Crawfords to a Negro Leagues championship, hitting .430 with 18 home runs along the way. This impressive performance earned him recognition from the major leagues, with several teams expressing interest in signing the talented catcher. However, the color barrier that had long segregated baseball would continue to pose a significant obstacle for Josh as he faced the harsh reality of racism and inequality in America's favorite pastime. The bitter taste of disappointment still lingers on my palate as I recall the countless times Josh was denied entry into the major leagues, his talent and dedication cruelly disregarded by a system that seemed determined to keep him in his place. Despite these challenges, Josh remained resolute, his spirit unbroken by the vicissitudes of fate. He continued to play with a fierce passion, his love for the game burning brighter than ever before. His dedication paid off in 1943 when he hit .466 with 12 home runs, leading the Crawfords to another Negro Leagues championship. This remarkable season cemented Josh's status as one of the greatest players in the Negro Leagues, earning him widespread recognition and admiration from fans across the country. As the war years drew to a close, Josh Gibson stood at the pinnacle of his career, a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and unyielding passion for the game of baseball. And yet, even as we celebrate Josh's triumphs on the field, we must also acknowledge the profound impact of racism on his life and career. The color barrier that separated him from his white counterparts was more than just a metaphorical divide. It was a concrete manifestation of a society that refused to recognize his humanity, his worth, or his talent. As the first reflect on Josh's story, I am reminded of the haunting words of Langston Hughes, who once asked, "What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?" For Josh Gibson, this question becomes a powerful reminder of the countless dreams that were deferred, denied, or destroyed by the racist systems that governed his world. And yet, even in the face of such adversity, Josh's legacy endures, a testament to the transformative power of courage, resilience, and determination. The poignant tale of Josh Gibson, a baseball luminary whose career was tragically truncated by the harsh realities of racism in America. As we navigate the complexities of his life, we find ourselves entwined in a narrative of unyielding perseverance, of a man who refused to be reduced by the events that befell him. The year was 1947, and Jackie Robinson had just broken the color barrier, but for Josh, it was a bittersweet moment, a reminder of what could have been if only he had been given the opportunity to showcase his talents on the grandest stage of them all, the major leagues. What if he had been given the chance to compete against the best of the best, to test his mettle against the likes of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig? The answer, much like Josh's career, remains a haunting enigma, a reminder of the countless opportunities that were denied him. Despite the obstacles that stood in his way, he continued to play with a ferocity that few players have ever matched. His stats, a testament to his incredible talent, speak for themselves. A career batting average of .359, 800 home runs, and countless accolades that cemented his status as one of the greatest players in the history of the Negro Leagues. And yet, despite these impressive achievements, Josh's health began to decline in the early 1950s. A series of strokes left him unable to play the game he loved, a cruel twist of fate that would ultimately lead to his untimely demise on January 20th, 1947, at the age of 35. The baseball world was dealt a devastating blow, one that would take decades to recover from. In the years following his death, Josh's legacy slowly began to gain traction. In 1972, he was posthumously inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, a long-overdue recognition of his contributions to the game. As John Holway so eloquently put it, Josh Gibson was a player who could hit the ball out of any park, and he did it with a ferocity that few players have ever matched. These words, a testament to Josh's incredible talent, serve as a reminder of what could have been if only he had been given the chance to compete on the biggest stage of them all. Today, Josh Gibson is remembered as one of the greatest players in the history of the Negro Leagues, a pioneer who paved the way for future generations of black players. His legacy extends far beyond his impressive stats, however. It is a testament to the power of perseverance and determination in the face of overwhelming adversity. As Buck Leonard, Josh's teammate, once observed, Josh was a pioneer, and he paid the price for it. But he never gave up, and he always kept pushing forward, no matter what obstacles were in his way. His legacy continues to inspire us today, a reminder of the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming opposition. Josh Gibson's story is one that will continue to haunt us, a reminder of what could have been if only he had been given the chance to fulfill his potential. But it is also a testament to the power of the human spirit, a shining example of how one man can overcome even the most daunting obstacles through sheer force of will. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.